and wound up in Park La Brea, a long way to your question,
Okay.
which at that time, because of the riots
Yeah.
and everything, it was a ghost town. It was elderly Koreans and desperate leasing agents. They could not give away these apartments.
Do you remember how much in 93 they were going
Oh,
for?
yeah.
Oh, good.
Ours was reduced. So we got a 2-bedroom, 2-story garden unit with a backyard for $900.
Incredible.
Yeah.
When you say 2-story garden, so these aren't the towers.
No.
These are, if I'm taking, is that 3rd Street?
We were right by the 6th Street entrance across from the tar pits.
I see.
But yeah, it's a mixture of these 2-story townhouse kind of units.
Yes.
And the towers. It's 2 very distinct kind of environments.
And these townhouses are not fenced in.
No.
The doors open to the sidewalk, which then you can walk across the street to the art galleries, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. 900 for a 2-bedroom.
Yeah, and so, it was amazing. And there were a lot of elderly residents back then in the towers. I remember years later interviewing an 88-year-old Hollywood Foreign Press Association member at her apartment in Park La Brea. It was that kind of person.
Yeah.
Our neighbors, one of our neighbors was a script reader for CAA and all that kind of stuff. It was really cool.
Yeah.
So it was a great place to live.
Yeah.
And
Let me ask you about the Grove real quick.
Sure. As I mentioned, I moved away just as it was being built. And, Rick Caruso had 24-hour crews going. It was really impressive. If you walked around Farmers Market late at night, they'd have all the Klieg lights, and they'd have guys like at 3 a.m. So it was, continual shifts.
Yeah.
I don't remember it so much for the Grove. I remember it vividly for the Americana.
Do you?
Because I happened to move to Glendale, and he then built the Americana.
He's just keep following you. He wants to impress you.
And if Glendale's any indication, 3 city referendum items had to pass for him to be able to. One was traffic congestion, one was historical, and I forget what the third one was. And the Galleria threw every dollar they had to stop it.
I'm sure.
And he won by all 3 ballot measures, the narrowest of margins, 51-49. It just squeezed through. So I imagine in, the Fairfax, La Brea area, similar thing.
Yeah.
Where, it was, everyone was like, this is going to ruin it.
Okay, so what's interesting is you have lived there, Glendale. I go to the Americana to watch movies all the time because I'm an AMC person, and once they bought the Pacific theaters, that's the closest that I enjoy. I enjoy going to movies there. I don't see a great deal of traffic there. I think he did a good job with the traffic. I don't know how, but it worked out. Meanwhile, the Galleria, I don't think is negatively impacted.
No.
In fact, if anything, people like me who have no intention of going to the Galleria, park at the Galleria, work our way through it, probably eat something, might shop at the, I think it's a win-win for both sides. Do you?
It's completely benefited the Galleria. Yeah. And Din Tai Fung is going to move into the Galleria.
Right.
So everything is just kind of morphing as one, and they've spiffed up a lot of the Galleria. So it feels more akin to the spirit of the Americana. And so, it's been a huge win for them. So I don't know what they were thinking.
Which is, well, I mean, I would be afraid.
Yeah.
I would be afraid. Who wants competition? And especially because mall culture in the USA is precarious right now. And so the Eagle Rock Mall is going to be torn down. And so the poor people of Glendale will only have one Target to shop at.